G'day and welcome back to Ranonauts. Last time round we took out the alien base, we captured ourselves an alien leader, and it's time to set some scientists to punching him. I'm also going to get these other bits ready. I want some people to start working on our Wraith analysis because I don't like them. Do we really only have that many scientists available? How many scientists are at this base? Right, that's because I let some go, because I was getting the sense we were getting towards the end of our viable research span. I still think that's probably right. So we're spinning down our cash reserves again. Time to sell some more jackal armor. Let's double check our manufacturing projects. Right, that's because we've split some people off to do other things in this base. Here we're still chewing through jackal armor and we're trying to build out our plasma rifles and our carbines. Got through another carbine. I definitely want each base to have at least one, if not more, carbines. They are really good for dealing with our problems. And we've nearly got our Marauder Interceptor. Wraith Autopsy. These guys are bastards. A wraith stands about 6 feet tall and is the most exotic of the extraterrestrials found to date. It's only vaguely humanoid, it's got triple jointed legs and a bulbous head with glowing protrusion. They can teleport around the battlefield. Yeah, I do not like them. They're about as strong as humans, except they also have a bunch of surgically implanted armor. The same armor the UFOs have, except of course it's not very thick and more flexible. Don't know why other aliens don't have it. They must be relatively important. So these are likely their elites. And there's a nodule atop of an opening in the skull. Okay, skull's reinforced with armor plating, and it's got a huge brain, glowing nodules on either side, produce a whole lot of energy, and the reactions consume a ridiculous number of calories. So they're, clearly being monkeyed with, and any significant blow there would probably kill it. We have to amputate them from any live specimen captured immediately to test the theory. So, right. Oh, and that there was the autopsy, and here's the class analysis. There's four different classes of Wraith as well. Okay. Basically when they teleport they can't do anything more. They've got a truncated class structure because there's no text involved there. Please talk to your men. If a test subject manages to breach quarantine, the correct response is to subdue and restrain it until our specialists can get to the screen. Don't try to grab whatever's to hand and reenact more bloody scenes from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. If the subject does manage to teleport into the mess hall, even if it does manage to teleport into the mess hall during chow time, there was not enough. Wow, okay, fair enough. Soldier, warrior, and officer, and then elite with even more hardening-ish. Center on you. Medium. Let's just send out our 2 fast ones. That should probably be enough. What happens if I just send out our Foxtrot against you? Because you're a smaller ship. Come on. Good. Yep, that was right. Return to base. Am I in a position where I really want to go and deal with one of those ships? That's the real question. Okay, let's just see how we go. Auto-resolve, return to base. So you just basically will have to rearm. Sweet. Alright. So basically, I think the problem with sending in our Soviet Europe squad is that they're all recovering. Like, they've taken somewhat of a beating lately, so it would be nice to wait on them. Maybe we'll just airstrike it for 45 grand. This one, however, is a relatively safe one to deal with, especially if we wait a day. Because our Indochina squad is also pretty well situated, and I think we should be okay there. And you've wandered off. Intercept with Charlie 2. It'll take 6 hours to get there, that should be fine. How's our manufacturing going just before I do anything else? I really hope that the Indochina squad actually is reasonably equipped. I need to remember to do that because this game will just send it out. Like that. Okay, so Indochina. Do we... Oh, we've got 4 unassigned people in... not in Indochina, in North America. That's cool. We're okay there. But how are we doing in terms of our workshop projects here? Intercept is 10 hours from completion. Good job. And here we're okay. Here we are doing okay. We'll have a second tank available, and I'll start transporting tanks to other locations. Yeah, that should be good. Yep, that was timed about right. Engage. Let's go. I like how the music starts before everything else finishes loading. Okay, there's a map edge, there's a map edge. We're on a small map. Basic idea here is just to get a little bit of visibility into the area. I still need to move Kevin to be a bit more visible. Might as well double check this. Okay, one thing to check. Small maps tend to be small in... tend to be rectangular. Not really sure in which way this one is small. Alright, Kevin. Kevo, mate. Great. And Charlie, let's get you out here too. Aha! Okay. You know what they say, the only thing that stops bad guy with gun is good guy with shotgun. Vacated. You can't get up there with enough time units left. Well, that is a trifle inconvenient. Northerner, you also can't really get up there with enough time units. So we're just hoping that the fact that we suppressed this guy will help us out here. Which, to be fair, it probably will. Kev. That was not a great shot, Kev. Pat, how you doing? How do you feel like very long shots today? I'm really glad that we're in a position where we're dealing with these kinds of guys. I'm so glad that the game's decided, you know what? Okay, that sucks. I mean, didn't really have a whole lot I could have done about that one. Other than make him pay. Also, I'm going to take Laura's gun. Though it drops time units available, I'm going to dump some grenades to try and make up for that. I'm going to dump all the grenades. Because I'm mostly worried that the game's going to do something dumb and result in me losing my kit. Should really suck. Our rifleman who was relatively well hidden. Mateo, get over here. They continue to demonstrate their amazing ability of being really good at picking a spot that is hard for us to see. Oh well. Got the right stuff for a set of long-range engagements, so vacated, you should head down here. Northerner, you also. Good choice. Okay. There's a map edge. I think we're okay in this front. I think the alien ship's here. Wow, okay. That showed up at exactly the right time, too. Got another field, which means that we need to remember that fires spread. Because I now am aware that that is the case. Rather than my previous thought, which was that fires aren't actually modeled as spreading in this game. Should be bad to forget. Okay. I think we're okay for the moment. Good job. That is basically a tech, as I recall. Because aliens also believe in red shirt policy. As demonstrated by the fact that the shield... Actually, the shield took a fair amount of damage in that shot. That said, we still got there. Actually, I'm going to duck behind this hedge. Because you know what's better than dying? Not dying. Vacated, you head around here. I'm going to open the door my favorite way. Actually, I mean, let's see. Okay. Takes you 42 time units to do that. Let's just have you here. I like how through some mechanisms you don't really ever get an explanation on. Some things just don't block line of sight. But they do block movement. Okay. It's a pity because that means he can't grenade. That's okay, because Sophie can. Sophie needs how many time units to grenade? She needs 32 time units. Or 33 if we're going for like here. Perfect. And Laura still got to live. And she got a medal for having a serious wound, but living. Which is always good. Yeah, that worked out pretty well. We only had one civilian die, and we made a fair amount of money for not much risk. Okay. So you guys get to head home. And that was also fairly quick to actually do. Okay, our Marauder is finished. Let's have a look at this Marauder. Plasma blaster, plasma torpedoes. It's a really nice looking aircraft. It is meant to be the single best aircraft according to the tech info. It's got a ton of HP. I want more of these. Manufacturing. Okay, so you actually first construction. Right, so we have not the capacity for constructing another one of these. So let's build another hangar. Hangars are actually a lot cheaper than I realized. Can we build another radar array? Those cost a lot more. No thanks. Not just yet, anyway. Workshop capacity is not actually that much of it in use. Oh, because we just finished a job. So we can't build another one of those ships here. Which means that what we need to do is we need to either double down on jackal armor, or we need to start building up other things here. So can we build one of these? No. That would imply we need to build here. Okay, let's sell off some jackal armor. That implies what we need to build in this place is we need to build a garage. Yep. And then, so that still means we can't build a tank here. Then what we should build is we should start building weaponry. So if we go back to this, Firstly, I want 2 plasma carbines. Really? Ah, good. 2 plasma carbines. Once that is done, I will start building plasma caster and plasma. These two. This is my ability to build a queue. But actually, let's just start with the plasma carbines, and then we can look at other things that we're manufacturing. You are building more plasma carbines. That's great. And more plasma rifles. You are building another tank and a heavy plasma. Great. Oh, right. Need to keep up with selling things. I think I can actually sell all of those. Where are we? We're that far through the month. Okay, go to base. We have a quantum cryptography thing, which basically allows us to now see what alien ships are carrying. Okay, go to vehicle. What I would like to do is I would like to relocate this vehicle to Indochina. So Indochina can also have one of them. And then go back to manufactory. Here. I'm going to put 5 more engineers on this. So we start producing jackal armor faster. And I'm going to set... Alright, that's done in 5 hours. Okay. 5 engineers can get a start on the precision plasma. Go to base. Great. Back to manufacturing. There we go. Done. Okay. Transport arrived to Indochina base, which means that Indochina now has a tank. Alien leader interrogation. Our enemies are members of a... One moment. Could have sworn I turned off the notifications. Ah, I didn't hit save. Okay, let's have it actually reload on my screen. Here we go. Our enemies are members of a vast stellar empire that spans several galaxies and hundreds of planets. The invasion fleet's only a tiny size of their military might, though considered more than enough to deal with us. It's existed for millennia, linked by ships that can travel interstellar distances in days. With no rivals to define itself against, it seemingly has no name. It believes no other interstellar civilization exists or ever has. It's ruled by a caste of living god creatures known as the Praetors. While lesser creatures are clones that follow orders unquestioningly, these Praetors seem distinct individuals locked in an endless struggle with each other for power and influence. Low-ranking Praetors are apparently present on the largest alien craft and bases, overseeing the work of their underlings. These creatures will surely know the true reason why the extraterrestrials have traveled to our planet, the reason behind the invasion. We must capture one alive, whatever the cost may be. I have little doubt this task will be difficult. During the questioning of our captive, I couldn't help but notice the interrogation becomes steadily less adversarial. Indeed, after 6 hours, they'd become almost friendly. Alarmed, I called a halt to the experiment and had the captive terminated. It emerged that one of my scientists had slipped into a trance during interrogation and had surreptitiously begun building a bomb large enough to blow up half the facility. Given a few more hours, he might have finished the job. Dark days, Commander. It seems as though these creatures are capable of manipulating our very minds. Okay. That does not sound ideal. Let's put more on that and... wait, no, put more here, and I think we may need to go to the other bases. Yeah. And you also have 5 scientists. So let's I don't know why I stopped working on that, but whatever. Okay, now. Okay, very small heavy fighter. Intercept you with the Corsair. And intercept you with this combo. Okay, does that mean we need to build one at each base? Marauder, let's see how you do. Right, you guys return to base because that's left our range. Yep, you're dead. Great, return to base. Got a heavy fighter, data core, elenium, and alloys. Great. A landing ship whose mission is research. That's research. That one is also research. Okay, those things need to be refueled. I need to double check what I'm doing then on other fronts. Okay. Return to base. That was fairly straightforward to deal with. I really hate the fact that they run now. You know what? I'm just gonna explode you for the moment. And it landed, which actually means that for some reason my squadron cannot engage with a target that has landed. That is the stupidest thing about this situation. 9 Androns, 3 Harridans.